We can set up the properties for a publication in such a way that scheduled instances of the reports in the publication are automatically forwarded to a dynamic list of recipients stored in a separate data source. Note that the SAP Business Objects Business Intelligence Platform configuration must include an email server to take advantage of this feature. In this example, we'll specify a dynamic recipient provider for the sales reports publication. In order to use dynamic recipients in a publication, we first need to have created a dynamic recipient source and published it to the BI platform. The source can be either a Crystal report or a Web Intelligence document. Let's take a look at the content. In this example, the list of dynamic recipients is stored in a Microsoft SQL Server database, on top of which a simple universe has been created. The Web Intelligence document is based on the universe. Note that the source must contain a unique ID, full name, and email address for each recipient. Once the dynamic recipient source has been set up, we can modify the properties of the publication. We'll configure the publication to use the dynamic recipient's Web Intelligence document. Next, we'll choose the query on which the document is based. Now we'll map the required fields for the publication to the fields in the source document. Note that the ID field is already mapped by default. Note that we can choose to specify individual recipients or use the entire contents of the list. Using the full list ensures that any new recipients added to the underlying data source will automatically be included in subsequent scheduled runs of the publication. Finally, let's schedule the publication to test the new settings. The schedule is set to run immediately. We'll confirm the dynamic recipient settings and then schedule the publication. Note that the report is running. We can refresh the list to check the status. The scheduled run of the publication has successfully completed. Copies of each of the reports contained in the publication have been forwarded to the email addresses listed in the data source for the dynamic recipient provider. Visit www.sap.com/learnbi for more tutorials on BA Launchpad and other SAP Business Intelligence products.